It was Mark Poulton that packaged him. Mark is fired. Tell Mark I'm mad.
Yeah, this is Primetime Poulton. Keep it entertaining. You already know when outworking everybody and he don't ever quit. Talking about plenty comics like Graveyard Shift, Sea Dog, Spike and Whoop, U.S. Assassin. Doing just what he loves. This is his passion. Bring more value to your dollar. No, I'm not fronting. That's how Just a Writer became a moral compass. This is Primetime Poulton. This is Primetime Poulton. Let's go.
The King of Kings. On your knees, dog. All hail. Bow down to the King. Bow down to the King. In red as he walked from the place where the traitor lost both his name and his face. Through the halls and the corridors, stinking in blood, he tasted his grin, and it tasted good. The king took his head, left him broken and dead. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Left none living, none able to tell. The king took their heads and he sent them to hell. Their screams echo loud in the place of their death. Ripped open they die with their final breath. They hail the King of Kings. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Bow down to the king. Into the dirt. His will be done. Now feel your fear. There can be only one. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down to the. Bow down. Bow down to the king. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. Bow down. The king is here. Now feel your fear. The King of Kings. All hail the king. On your knees to the king. The King of Kings. There is only one.
Hey, Graveyard Shift 2 was really, really good. It's one of my favorite Comicsgate books that I've ever read. I really, really enjoyed it. I keep saying that. I didn't realize how much I like Mark Poulton's writing. But I do. He writes a pretty good action superhero yarn. I'm tempted to check out his other project, which looks Sea Dog. It looks pretty cool as well. Codename Kill Switch.
Just another boring day where nothing changes, everything was normal till you came running up my street, and you ran so fast I was taken by the flash. Then you came and brought me here. You locked me here. You locked me in your basement. And you told me you loved me. And I said I loved you too. And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Cause Flash, I know you know that you're the fastest man I know. Whenever you're away from me, my whole world moves so slow. The only thing I have now are the memories that pass. If I'd have known this day would be our last. Taken by the flash. My mother and my father, they both warned me when they said you were unstable. But your jawline and your brown eyes, they were more than I could take. And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Now we both gone missing and we're kissing till the police come to find us. Is it wrong that I like it and I don't wanna go back home? And it happened all so fast. I was taken by the flash. 'Cause Flash, I know you know that you're the fastest man I know. Whenever you're away from me, my whole world moves so slow. The only thing I have now are the memories that pass. If I'd have known this day would be all now. Taken by the flash. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here, just keep me wanting. Ezra, no, don't take me home, just keep me here,
Don't just wanna read them no more. Got my own ideas, so let's go. Think I'm better than a seasoned pro. The moral compass set the stage. Big gravy's drawn a page. Gonna launch my own campaign. When it hits, we'll share the champagne. You don't wanna be a bum. Better see you back in type 1. Don't be a hater. We're indie comic creators. Going our own way. Making comics all night. And streaming all day. Bring you the stories and artwork you crave. Some call it crazy, we say it's brave. Indie comics revolution, brother. Haunted Pizza does it like no other. Haunted Pizza visionaries on the creative attack. Fulfilling time ain't no worry. Gonna get what you back. Week's Beast is coming, but Steam is closed. Creative juices are flowing. Hit me with another dose. Don't be a hater. We're indie comic creators. Indie comics revolution, brother. Haunted Pizza does it like no other. Haunted Pizza. Haunted Pizza. Well, let's go.
What's up, everyone? Happy Wednesday. It's the Moral Compass, the Fulfillment King, Mark Poulton, and this is a very special episode of Revolution. Today we are discussing Terrifier 3. I don't know if there's been a more anticipated movie by our little DM group than this one. When we first discovered Terrifier, it was with Terrifier 2, Dex and I. You know what? Let's bring him on. Here he is. Making a very rare Wednesday appearance, Dexter Weeks. What's up, Dex?
I am here.
Yeah, it's good to have you on a Wednesday, man.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to it.
I feel like you and I, we discovered Terrifier together.
Pretty much.
It was 2 years ago. I wanted to see a horror movie because it was Halloween season. And I saw this movie, Terrifier 2, was in theaters, limited engagement. I was like, I haven't even seen Terrifier 1, but I don't care. I like the look of the poster. Yeah. Will you go see it with me? And you were like, I haven't seen one either. And I was like, who cares? Let's just go. And I think it changed our lives.
I know. Oddly enough, I think you're right, man.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it reinvigorated my love for horror movies. The Writhe Payne horror movie club didn't exist prior to Terrifier 2. And I remember after we saw it, I think we were both just obsessed with the movie. We just talked about it. Yeah. We had to go track down Terrifier 1. We had to check out All Hallows Eve, the very first appearance of Art the Clown.
Yeah.
We met all the cast at Monster Mania. And man, it just, I feel like we talked about it for months after we saw it.
I know. It's just I don't know. It brought back so much nostalgia, like the old school 80s, VHS store,
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, yeah. And we talk about it all the time to this day. So yeah. I anticipated to see a third one.
And like I mentioned, it birthed the Writhe Payne Horror Movie Club. And a couple of our hosts from that show are with us. We got Enrico Botta in the house. What's up, Enrico?
Hey, everybody.
You guys heard him singing the theme song.
You, Botta?
That was Enrico, yeah. Enrico, you might not know this, but you're all over Sean Ahrendt's social media where the Terrifier.
That was a great endorsement, man. It's like, I wish I could get that.
I'm happy about that, yeah. Don't be a bum, back type 1.
That was great. Looks like we lost TMC or.
Oh, well, yeah, man. I think he's frozen. I wonder if he'll be able to come back. Yeah. Yeah. Let it go. Let it go.
Where'd you get that? Where was that mask from anyway, Enrico? Like, was that
Spirit Halloween? Halloween right on Route 45.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh.
There he is. He's back. Max Headroom.
Guess who's back?
You guys all disappeared for me. That's crazy.
Oh, you froze for us.
Oh, okay. And we have the fourth man joining us. He just saw the movie this morning. We got Mark Yoon in the
Finally,
Mark's
man.
frozen. He's messing with us though.
What was the theater like, you when you went? Were you the only one there, or?
Well, I generally only go to the theaters early in the morning because the older I get, the less people friendly I get. So I just like
agree.
having it to myself.
Yes.
Because it seems like theater culture these days is different than when we were younger. Everyone's screaming and hollering and yelling, and they call it an event. Like, and I always end up getting refunds because like it ruins every movie I see at night. So now I go on Tuesdays or Wednesdays at like 10 or 11 a.m. and it's great.
Yeah, that's perfect.
This was no different. There was like 3 people in the theater with me. And the theater that I go to is huge, like gigantic screens and stuff. So it was like perfect to just like relax and chill.
Nice.
There were no workers in the theater, so don't tell anybody, but I just grabbed a popcorn and a drink and just like walked right in and didn't pay for it because nobody was there to ring me up. So
who's running this thing, man?
But
I know one person who would be hooting and hollering at the screen. I'm sure it would be our guy right here. Mark, first in the chat. He says he wasn't able to see this one yet, but he looks forward to all our thoughts on it.
Oh, okay.
Throwing up the Santa symbol. He wants you guys to check out Writhe Payne 2. It's the campaign to beat in 2024. Thank you so much. I agree with you. We're closing in on $13,000. I wrote the final 3 pages to Writhe Payne book 2 today, and gave me chills. Now I'm not done rating it because I jump all around, but I wrote the final 3 pages because I knew exactly in my head what they were going to be. And man, I was so excited. I sent it over to Chris. I was like, "What do you think of this ending?" He looked at it and he never responded. So I left him speechless. So guys, if you're wondering how great Writhe Payne book 2 is going to be, I left my co-creator speechless with my writing. So make sure you go grab a copy. Mark also says TMC has another campaign with art by Mike McMahon and E.J. Morks. Yeah, I got the E.J. Morks sketchbook right here. We showed it off yesterday. It's a gorgeous book. Hopefully we'll be starting fulfillment in December, maybe a little earlier for people that just got like E.J.'s art book or the manga books. Because those are already in stock. I just need to get in some stretch goals and we can start fulfilling them. Mark says, being the hardest working man in indie comics and the fulfillment king, he also has an upcoming toy campaign. He's talking about U.S. Assassin and American Ninja X. I want to share something. We got so a sample of what the box art will look like. Let's take a look at this. I'm loving the design. It looks like it's going to be in size with your G.I. Joe classifieds if you have a collection of them. And the backing is going to be the actual comic book, and there'll be variant covers. So if this is showing up, can you guys see it? Yeah. It's up. The American Ninja X will have his exclusive cover. The U.S. Assassin figure will have his exclusive cover. Then we'll have the variants, the Night Ops, American Ninja X, and the Winter Ops, U.S. Assassin. They'll have variant covers as well for their packaging. And then there might be some special variants down the line as well with different comic book covers. But this is coming together. We're going to launch it soon. You still have time to sign up. The sign-up's on Indiegogo, but I think we're going to actually do the campaign over on Kickstarter. Just because I've seen a lot of success with the action figures over there. I think that's a more action figure friendly crowdfunding site. Yeah. But man, I'm getting really excited for these. It's getting close to go time.
Yeah, it looks fantastic, man.
Thank you.
I mean, you can't see below here on camera, but I'm excited.
Nice. That's a big endorsement. Thank you.
Enrico's full of endorsements, man. He's like
Speaking of Enrico's endorsements, Penguin's on the same train. He says, "Don't be a bum back, type 1, and slide into Sean's DMs for some ash cans." So, Sean wanted to join us today, but he's feeling a little under the weather. We think he might have the vid, so
No.
we'll keep him quarantined away from everyone.
Seriously.
Penguin also says Dexter has a spooky campaign of his own with zombies and bikini babes.
Yes, sir.
What's the latest, Dex?
Same as last night, Mark. Same as last
Well,
night.
everyone's itching. We want to see that new artwork, man.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of have. I got to send it to, I guess, because I don't know how to show stuff on the screen here. So I'll just start sending you stuff, and then maybe next Sunday or next show, I guarantee I'll
Okay.
do some new work. So
Mike McMahon says that there is none higher than the Fulfillment King. Thank you, Mike. Dex in the chat as well. Bow down. Chauncey wants to know, is Chuck Norris higher than the Fulfillment King? And Mike says Chuck fears Mark. It's true. It's true.
should.
Venom Bite digging the music. Yep, between Froggy Fresh and Enrico Botta, man, what a lineup of musical artists. If there's ever a haunted pizza get together, we're gonna have live music, and we're gonna have Froggy Fresh and Enrico on the bill.
Yeah. I go by Bot A.
Okay.
Like Bot dash A.
Foggy Fresh featuring Bot A. You know. I'm in, man. I'm in.
Right.
We got Mark Yoon in the chat as well. Don't forget to like the stream, everyone. Yeah, that's right. Hit the like button if you're new to the channel. Hit subscribe. Man,
Share it too, guys.
I don't know what's going on with StreamYard, but it will not let me share to Twitter anymore. I even deleted my Twitter and re-added it. So I don't know, man.
That's crippling us. But we have people that, I mean, they know about it, right? I mean,
yeah, they know about it. Yep.
We put it up.
I'm over on X, letting them know we're here on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mark says pens down, shades up. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Mike's excited to hear a little bit about Art the Clown. We've got Amanda B in the house. She missed the Sunday show. She says hi and bye. I don't want spoilers if I ever see it. I'm not sure if Amanda B is going to see Terrifier 3 on her own.
Yeah. the other ones too, right? So
I don't think that was up her alley. Although, when eventually it comes to Tubi, we're gonna have to talk about it again.
My wife was like,
up her alley. Oh, I can't wait till we get to that scene.
Yeah, my wife was kind of jealous. She was like, I want to go see this movie with you, and I'm like, no, you don't. And she was like, no, really. I showed her one scene from Terrifier 2, and she literally screamed and ran out of her room and shut the door. Like, I was like,
for everybody.
And innocent that.
You scarred the poor woman.
my wife saw it with me. Terrifier 3. She liked
what did she think?
She liked it. Yeah. Yeah. She's the gore. Her gore level is dialing down, but she used to be into all kinds of horror stuff. But I think as we're getting older, her gore level is dying down. But in general, she still liked it. Yeah.
Does she dig Art the Clown? Because that's the thing I notice in these Art the Clown face groups. Women love him.
Women are going crazy.
Art the Clown. I wouldn't say Sarah loves. Art. Not in that way.
I saw this one woman, and I'm sure Dex is in this group, but she said how she went to the movie by herself and she was being harassed, and she wished Art was there because she knows Art would have protected her. I'm thinking, lady, Art would have killed you if he saw a single woman there.
I don't see Art as the protector.
No, he's not a white knight.
I don't get the attraction though. But you're right, Mark. When I went on preview night, I guess on Thursday. And of course, the theater was packed, and it was mostly women. I was surprised. They were all dressed up and they had the blankets and all.
Is that the same phenomena with females really liking those murder mysteries, the true crime, and then also them wanting to marry mass murderers that are in prison?
I'm sure ladies would be writing Art the Clown in jail all the time.
Yeah,
mine loves unsolved mysteries, dude. She's watching all the time. Yeah. With Shatner, I'm always in the other room, and I'm like, is that Bill Shatner again in the other room?
Mike McMahon says his boy looks great. He's talking about the U.S. Assassin action figure. We got K. Ojo in the house. Greetings from Raleigh, North Carolina. What's up, man?
Yeah, man.
Phil Diaz, Zaid Comics in the house. What's up, Phil? Mark says Art the Clown is a Sigma male.
Yeah,
He is the toast of the town right now.
Yeah.
#1 movie in America, so.
Yeah, and David Howard Thornton has thrown it out there that he'd like to be Joker in James Gunn's DC universe, and I feel like let's get into Terrifier 3. I feel like this was his audition because the addition of Vicky now as his sidekick. She was the Harley to his Joker. He even looked annoyed with her in the opening scene.
Oh, yeah.
I think Art is right now to me better character than Joker. I think.
Yeah.
I'm more. I should say this. I should say it this way. I'm more intrigued to find out more about Art the Clown than I am about Arthur Fleck, or
right.
Not really. Art.
Yeah.
So I saw.
This is a spoiler, right? I mean, we're spoiling.
Yeah, we're spoiling everything.
We're spoiling.
That's why I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, just let them know. So getting back to Fleck real quick. Sorry, Mark. Wasn't that the real Joker anyway?
Oh, we don't want to talk about that. We're talking about Terrifier.
We'll let that go.
So I saw Terrifier on Saturday, and then I went back to the theater on Monday. My initial reaction when watching it, I did like it, but I was disappointed with it. And then I was wondering if I would have the same reaction after seeing it again. And yeah, I think maybe I'm even more disappointed in it. It's not to say it wasn't enjoyable. I mean, the crowd was going wild, but man, I think I built this, in my eyes, Part 2 is a masterpiece. I think it's one of the best, scariest horror movies I ever saw. I mean, Dex was with me in the theater. I watched a lot of it through my fingers because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. In this one,
Mark, because we didn't know much about him.
Maybe because I was wondering if we had seen 1, if we would have had the same reaction to 2.
Yeah, I think
probably not because you would have been primed for it.
Yeah,
exposure 2, and then by 3 you're desensitized almost.
Yeah. Exactly. Right.
That's what we were talking about yesterday on the stream. How you want that mystery there because it builds up its own kind of canon in your head, like what we had to do with Final Summer.
Yeah,
and when you get too much information, sometimes it almost kind of defeats the whole imaginative process. And the movie's probably a different movie, and art's a different art for everybody. So it kind of bleeds into the phenomenon instead of taking it away.
Agreed.
But I found myself, I wasn't scared at all in this one, and I found that I thought the storytelling was a little sloppy, and I thought some of the creative choices were head scratching. I already mentioned Vicky in this. She has a bigger role in this movie than previous. Than 2. Of course, in the first one, she has a huge role, but she sort of takes the place of the pale girl in this one. There's no spoiler. There's no pale girl in this movie. Did you think she aged out of the role? And they had to pivot, or the plan was always to make Vicky the new sidekick, the host of the demon that I guess controls Art the Clown?
I think it's a little bit of both, to be honest, because I met the pale girl, and she's obviously grown up. She don't look like she did in the movie, so you could
always recast that. I mean, there's so much makeup on her, so
true. It could be anybody.
They could have if they really wanted that character. So I don't know, Mark. I think maybe they just wrote her out.
Yeah, so I found myself Missy, who I saw it with, she said, from what she's seen online, people have, loved the character Vicky in Part 3. I did not like her because I wanted Pale Girl.
Well, she also wasn't Vicky, really.
Yeah. But I also so that's one of the creative choices that I scratched my head over, the decision not to have her in it. But the biggest head scratcher, I feel Jonathan was in it, but I felt like he was replaced by the cousin in this movie. And if you're a fan of the Brady Bunch, you knew when Cousin Oliver showed up, it was the end of the line for the Brady Bunch. This girl, Gabby, she was the Cousin Oliver for me. I did not like her.
We didn't need that character in the sense of finishing up the story from part 2, right?
Yeah.
It seemed a little off. I agree with you. It's like, why bring her in? Like, why is she so important to Sienna and stuff? Whereas Sienna and her brother were more interesting, at least to me.
And they're not blood related, are they?
Yeah, the dads are brothers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was a niece.
Cousin. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. They're cousins. They're cousins. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing. So one thing I did like about it was they finally showed Sienna and Jonathan's dad, played by Jason Patrick of my favorite movie, The Lost Boys. So obviously, I love that. And I said before, I felt like part 2 was sort of like a comic book movie because Sienna becomes almost like this comic book heroine at the end,
almost like an Angela type character.
Yeah. Well, her dad's a comic book artist.
Yeah.
And we got to see a little glimpse of his studio. We could see some Blaster Man artwork on the walls. I want a Blaster Man comic book now.
Yeah.
I want to read that.
Yeah.
But we see him presenting the artwork to the character, and he tells Sienna that she can name this character, which we didn't get a name, and we really didn't get any more backstory other than that, except when he handed her the painting of the character, he sort of like almost had went into convulsions or something.
He went to a catatonic state.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what was happening there. So,
I have theories, but
go ahead, hit us, man. You got your notepad or your
right here. It's fresh enough, and I didn't hate it, so I was enjoying every drop. I think that to counteract what we saw in the end of the movie, which we will get to, I think that Sienna was chosen from the beginning to kind of be like this counterbalance point to Art, and because they have to have balance in the world. It can't just be complete chaos. That's why she takes on the role that she does, and I think she only got that through her father. So they knew to inhabit him, to create the character, to make her come to her destiny. So he was kind of like the catalyst to her awakening. And her whole life has been up to becoming that thing, which is why her dad was showing through the comics that women always need to be saved, and they can't, the guys always have to be the heroes. And it really built up this strong resistance in her that she wants to be a hero. And it really built her up to be she wanted to be a savior, which they play in a lot into that, the religious aspect in this movie that they didn't do before. And, I just thought it was a cool kind of juxtaposition to Art, or even to, the pale girl in that aspect, because it's almost like her dad couldn't be the chosen one. He's just chosen to make her the chosen one. You know what I mean?
Well, he was the conduit of that, whatever that energy was.
Yeah.
I'm guessing it's angelic or some kind of heavenly, thing.
Does that mean we have it too by being artists? Do I have a heavenly? Have I passed?
Possibly.
Can I pass?
Well, we're all creators in a in a sense, right? So that's what he had to create that for her,
Yeah.
So another creative choice. There was also no Clown Cafe. We heard the song, but we didn't actually see it. Sienna didn't have any dreams. She wrote about it in her journal, but we didn't see it. I think for fan service, I think people were hoping to see that. That was a big part of part 2. But I also felt like they told us a lot, but didn't show us things. They told Sienna said she had to go back to the Terrifier to get the sword, which she left there at the end of 2. That I don't know if it was time constraint or what, but that would have been an incredible scene, her going back to the Terrifier. Yeah. I think those were some of the scariest scenes, them walking through that haunted house maze waiting for Art to pop out. We did see in the beginning that the cop went down through the Terrifier and found Art's headless body. Right. Which we'll get into too. But I think that would have been a great scene, especially if earlier Sienna sees visions of her one friend who died, who she saw, dead in the Terrifier house. Mm-hmm. If that friend accompanied her on that trip down there to find the sword, they could have had more interaction, and she could have, just told the friend, "Look, I don't got time to deal with this. I have to, get this sword and save my family who's in danger." Yeah. But I also think another place where they didn't show us, and this is a huge spoiler, but they want you to believe Jonathan's dead. I don't think he is dead.
No, if you see it on the screen, it didn't happen.
But they should at least, if they really wanted to trick. What's that?
Whose glasses did he put on him then? Like his.
Well, I think they did abduct him, and I think they have him somewhere. But I think, like, because they obviously got the uncle,
Right?
Because
he went to pick up. Yeah, he was going to pick him up. So
they should have at least, if they want us to really believe Jonathan's dead, they would have showed us that, like, Art and Vicky capturing him.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely, they would have.
But they didn't. So I think it's obvious he is not dead.
And there's a 4. So how much else?
Yeah.
And there are rumors, though, Mark. I could have sworn I read somewhere that Damien does have a longer version.
Yeah.
He had to cut it down, obviously, because unlike Terrifier 2, which was just like, what was that, almost 3 hours long? I mean, it was not,
it was about 2.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah, this one, he had to probably cut it. So there might be that scene where she goes back. Because you're right. Besides her coming back and her fingernails are dirty or something, like digging up the sword, it would have been kind of cool to see something like that.
And, talking about the sword, so she does, we don't see the scene, but she does get the sword and she wraps it up and puts it under the tree, I guess just to keep it hidden and keep it in place in case she needs it. Well, she is attacked at the house by Art and Vicky, and her little cousin, is able to get it in her hands, and she's able to fight off Art. But at one point, we're all over the place with this, but like the living room floor opens up and I guess becomes like a gateway to hell.
Yeah.
The cousin falls in there and she falls in with the sword. So now that the cousin is in hell with the sword, is she going to become like this badass?
I think she might actually be the character, the comic. Yeah. Because especially because in the drawings, the sword's like flaming and like we never see like the sword flaming. So she might actually get some more powers. And they like really hint at like the main character. Like she's so hot. But anyway, they keep on like hinting at the main character, like her weakness rather than her strengths, which I always find odd because she's supposed to be like, this juxtaposition, but she like shows way more weakness and like, I don't want to say humanity, but just like all the bad traits of humanity. Yeah. Like you would think that from the beginning, she's like going to go ham on this guy. You know what I mean? She already beat him up once. Like she's already like cast him out before. And like, she does get her licks in obviously, but like, she's so focused on like everything that she's losing again and not taking care of business where you would think that like, she would want this to end once and for all. And I guess like, she is a human, but kinda, but I don't know. I just didn't like, that was the one thing about the movie that I actually didn't like, because I thought she should have been more of a badass, in my opinion.
I think they really touched upon what is it, PTSD? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Post-traumatic stress
her and her brother. I mean, you considering what they really went through. I mean, obviously, if it really happened to them, you would be like shot out. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of like that.
So I did like the scene where Jonathan's one classmate who's into real crime, true crime, is trying to like is basically fangirling over Sienna, and Sienna flips out on the girl. So that was a great scene. Well, I'm gonna say I will be really angry if Cousin Oliver ends up being like the warrior angel character. Don't do this to me, Damien. Please don't do this to me.
Sienna was down in hell. Like you see him, they were creating the armor. I want to see the real armor.
That reminded me a lot of All Hallows Eve. Like that whatever underground lair that Art was in.
Yeah, I think it was.
What would be really cool though? What would be super meta if they don't make her the warrior angel? What if like the pale girl? What if that's her? But it's just like, this is like the creation of that thing. And like, she's going to be the one that has to fight the warrior angel. And then that's going to be like a harder thing. Cause we've already seen now that like Art gets his ass kicked twice by her. So, he can be like a major threat within it, doing his own chaotic thing. I see Mark wants to say something. So
I had two theories that like when the girl fell to hell, she'll be the next, like body of the demon that controls Art, or Jonathan will, because we didn't see like Jonathan die. And Sienna talked about how in the demonology he became. So it would be interesting if this demon did inhabit either Jonathan or the cousin, and she would have to fight one of them, someone that she loves so much.
Or both. I think it's really curious that like Vicky, when she was possessed in the later part of the movie, is dressed up like Art the Clown, and the pale girl is dressed up like Art the Clown. So is Art the Clown even like this big enigma, or is it just the demon like choosing like that killer at random to like work through, and like she actually, or it influenced him to be that character in the first place? You know what I mean? Because it just seems like there's an army of Arts popping up.
Yeah, we didn't get any background on Art in this one. One thing I wanted to say, I feel like the ending of part 2, which wasn't the original ending, but they went back and refilmed it because they said another horror movie that came out right before it had a similar ending, so they had to change it. I feel like that ending really backed them into a corner, because I really hated the Art's decapitated body coming to life, and then taking a disguise head from the cop he kills in the Terrifier.
It's a pretty funny scene though.
It's funny, but I don't know. I didn't know what I expected. I thought maybe the body would grow from the head and he would grow a new body or what. But
he had the weird umbilical cord that was like he was feeding the demon Vicky from. Like it was kind of weird.
Yeah.
Do you know who the head was eating? I think I read somewhere that the head that the Art was feeding on was the Clown Cafe girl.
Oh, was it?
That's what I heard. So you couldn't tell. It was all like gold, but it's supposed to be the Clown Cafe girl.
But I mean, if you need your Clown Cafe girl fix, watch the new Ice Nine Kills video. She had a nice part in there. That's a great music video, by the way. Yeah. Dude, and the song pops up in the dorm room.
That's right. Yeah, that's shot so well. I mean, it's just beautifully shot. I mean, it's got the horror elements. That's a great video. It really is.
Dream Kid does the music in this, and like I've been following him for like years, ever since he like just started, basically, because I love synthwave and stuff like that. And it was so good to hear it. And I'm like, it sounds like Dream Kid, and I didn't know because I didn't look anything up until I saw the Dream Kid poster that was in like her room. And I was like, oh, okay, that's definitely him for sure.
It was awesome.
And another thing I liked, I did like when Art met Santa at the bar.
Oh yeah,
that was my favorite scene, man. With Daniel Roebuck and
Daniel Roebuck was fantastic as Santa, and he was telling his friends, look, if Art wants the Santa experience, he has to give it to him. So he let Art sit on his lap, and of course Art pees on Santa's lap, and that's where it all turns downhill.
It was like Goodfellas. It was like a scene from Goodfellas, you know.
Yeah, almost.
Because the Roebuck was going, what the fuck is all this? You know.
I love when he was taunting him, and Art's just like,
yeah. The best part was when Art came down when he first saw him, and there's two girls. Art like just pushes the girl out of the way, like get the fuck out of my way.
That was great.
I will say, I don't really get scared from horror movies like at all, but 2 had some good gore. And I was like, all right, this is crazy to me. I think 3 outdid 2 when it comes to like some of the kills and some of the gore.
Oh, yeah.
Like I cringed like twice, and I never cringe. Like when the blonde dude was like trying to like run out of the shower and his leg snaps from underneath of him. I was like, like I can like feel it, you know. And then there's a certain penis scene that all men probably were grasping at ourselves.
Watch out, ice pick, chainsaw.
Not what he asked for.
I don't think anything. I still feel like the bedroom scene from 2 is maybe the most brutal scene I've ever seen. But I think this movie was overall gorier than 2. Like we did get that shower scene. The guy basically gets a chainsaw, up his ass.
Yeah.
And he flips him over.
And then he flips him over and finishes at the other side.
How much did you love when he's like hanging outside their dorm room when they're like talking aloud? And then he's like, you wanna fuck her? And then he's listening again, like, yeah. And then she's like, no, I don't. He's like,
His performance was fantastic with
Oh,
the amount of emotion he shows just from his facial expressions and his hand movement. He's fantastic.
It's almost to the point now where we know what he's saying. Like it's like I guess because we all know the character. Yeah,
I think that's why the Vicky character is so important, because she actually spoke. And if you think about it, she explained a lot, like what the heck was going on and all that stuff. Art couldn't do that.
Yeah,
so maybe that was purpose, was just to kind of verbally explain things, move it along a little bit. I don't know.
I will say I didn't like the brothers' like letter to her that got found, because that was just like a big exposition dump that we could have like probably did without. Like I said, like I think like a lot of like the fun of that is coming up with our own like headcanons about it, because you don't have to like necessarily talk about supernatural things without going like straight into like religion stuff. But they really leaned into it with like the crown of thorns and her being like called a savior, and then like her, you know what I mean? It was like a whole thing, like the gates of hell opening up when the demon was expelled from Vicky's like corpse. Like it was like there was a whole thing there.
And even when the flashback scene with the demon making the armor, there was like the Mother Mary behind them.
Yeah. It was like, it almost seemed like a warrior angel, like keeping him in check to like create the sword for her or something.
Right.
Which was okay. Like I thought like she made the sword, but I mean, it's like, I guess like that's. Wow, what's up, Mark?
I was just gonna say, like, what I was thinking back to the beginning. What do you think about the catatonic state that Vicky and Art went into for like a 5-year almost like deep sleep?
I liked it. I also like the fact that Vicky had to kill herself in order to like the demon to like fully take her over. And then Art, that's why I think she's like a puppet master, and Art's not necessarily like Art anymore. I think Art was dead in the end of the first one, and she's kind of like using him as a catalyst for like maybe other demons to inhabit him, or just like keep
that's
him
really
alive to do her bidding, because she went completely catatonic when she died. Like,
so you're saying Art was just a regular person in the first one, and when he killed himself, the demon took over his body or chose him to be its killer.
Yeah,
I like that. That's a great theory.
Look at Yoon taking notes.
Yeah,
look at Yoon. I love it.
What did you guys think of Vicky pleasuring herself as Art?
I thought that was fucking awesome. I
was cringing at that scene. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Like the fact that it was just like
watching him murder that one dude, and she was just getting off on it with a broken glass.
Oh,
and you can tell that it's like it wasn't so much like the pleasure, it was more of that like her plans coming together kind of deal, and like that's what's like it's finally coming. You know what I mean?
Right,
and like
literally.
Something that's like so reminiscent of like Exorcist, you know what I mean? Though, like the one original thing that would make your skin crawl with that kind of like scene. It's almost like there's no innocence left. It's not Vicky. Like Vicky's not home. She's been dead. I think that's why she disintegrates when the spirit leaves her, because like she's been gone. But I don't know. I thought that scene was gnarly. Like you could have probably taken it out. And honestly, it would have been the same kind of thing, to be honest. But it's cool that it's there, because this movie is not there to hold back. I feel like. You know what I mean? It's like Feast. Like you're not gonna watch Feast to like hold back on anything. It's like you're there for what you're there for.
Yeah, I mean this is supposed to be over the top, and that certainly took it. It's like, where else could you go? Like I'm afraid to see the fourth one now.
So I know one thing a lot of people were upset with was the mall Santa scene. What do you guys have an opinion on it? Either way, like were you?
Well,
I think it goes to the over the top aspect of this, where like nobody's safe, not even like a kid.
So they made it clear right off the bat with that opening scene where Art's in the house dressed as Santa that no one was safe, not even the kids.
Yeah,
exactly. Which is a big taboo for us horror fans. We all know.
Yeah.
There's a couple things you don't do, and one is not kill kids, and that's
But like, if you've been a fan of the series and even watched All Hallows Eve, Art was even killed the kids when he broke into the house. So this isn't.
It's kind of reminiscent of like when he just, like I said, pulled out that the gun and started shooting people. It's like now he's using bombs. Like it's like, I loved it for the fact that you don't know what to expect from him.
There's there's no limit, and there's nothing that's
Exactly.
like
Nothing's off the table.
Yeah.
And all these other killers, like, we know their MO. They're not going to stray from their MO. Like, all these other horror icons, like, they do what they do, and they've been doing it, and they're not going to stop not doing it.
Right.
But Art's like, no, like, wait till next time. You know what I mean? So even if, like, we're not anticipating for like the actual plot or something like that, I think, like, I just want to see what they want to throw at us next time. Like, do they have more original content? I can't see them not making a fourth movie and not doing that. This doesn't seem like the type of director or team, you know, that's like dead out of ideas.
That's a danger, because then that's the next movie is how over the top could it be? And like, I thought something like John Wick was in danger of that too. It's like, how over the top can the action be? How accurate could the action be? How this and that? And it's like you keep going and going, you know. And then by the third movie, you have ninjas on motorcycles, and then by the fourth movie, you have an entire like thing of samurais killing people. You know,
she's also like, I'll find you no matter what. Like, are we gonna have a battle in hell? Because that'll be fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, definitely the good versus evil, heaven versus hell kind of thing. It's
So
gone like in that way.
Are we all in agreement at the end of this? Like, when part 4 starts up, Sienna has to be in prison. She has to get blamed for all this.
Oh, another family down? Yeah. No,
because there's literally no evidence. There's Vicky's body's gone. Everyone's dead. Art's gone.
He's on a bus somewhere. So
I think
if you were a bus driver and you pulled up and saw this bloody clown, wouldn't you just keep going?
Something, yeah.
I think if I saw in the bar though too, I'm like, get the hell out of here. Like, you know, like let drunk Santa deal with you. I don't want you in my bar.
He wouldn't even have to be bloody. If I saw a clown and he was the only person at the stop, I'd just keep going. I do not like clowns.
The most menacing thing is he's got a freaking outdoor trash bag. It's not like he's got like a sack or something, like, you know, it's menacing in of itself. Like, I think the scariest aspect of him is that stupid trash.
It's in there, yeah. You don't know.
Yeah.
And then like, what he do with the kids? He's giving them like actual gifts, and like it seems like he's just enjoying playing the part because there's like an innocence with him, like even in the bar originally. So you're like, maybe this is one of his dreams. He really does want to play out to be like Santa. He's always been the bad guy. Let's see what it's like on the other side. But I think it's really just the demon like playing, like being like, you know, like oh, I think it might be also like religious alliteration too. The Christmas, it's like, oh, we're going to be giving you guys gifts and stuff, and then it's just like, psych, you're exploded.
I think it's just a way for him to like have people let their guard down, and then
because he's not like one of those killers that needs to be like a man's man. You know, he's not like, he'll be dirty, like he will be sneaky, and I think it's just because it's the demon. It's not like him anymore, but still, like no matter what way you look at it,
he's a mime.
Yeah.
Right. Well, getting back to the toys, and I don't know if you guys caught that or not, because when I first saw it, I was like, what was the point of the family in the beginning of the movie? You know, there's Art, it's already Santa. He obviously, this is more spoilers, he chops up the whole freaking family with an axe. And then I thought, okay, there'll be some kind of connection later on. You know, I thought maybe it was Sienna's like aunt and uncle, like I think from the beginning, but it wasn't. So I was like, what the hell is the point?
No connection, and there was no callback to it either.
Oh, what happened? There is actually, because
is there?
Thank God for the internet. Somebody brought up the fact that you know, now like Art is in the mall with a sack of toys. You're like, where the hell did he get these toys from? And what happened was one of those toys that he gave out was the little girl from the beginning. So when he was dressed up as Santa after the bar incident, he was going from house to house, killing people, taking like toys and everything, putting them in
for
his
this plan.
And then he went to the mall, and then he blew up all the kids and everything. So
nice work, Dex.
You know what?
That was cool. So
sleuthing.
I mean, that makes sense. But did someone make that up to put the pieces together? I wonder.
That's a good point too.
They did though. It works. Like if it fits, it fits. Like I'm not trying to, you know.
Because I was confused. I had no idea what the point of that family was in the beginning. But
originally, I just thought this is the opening scene. It's supposed to go hard to draw you in. Sorry, Enrico. I keep interrupting you. My bad.
Sorry. Yeah, no, I just thought it was setting the stage of like the time, you know, where the setting is Christmas.
Right.
Got Art the Clown, anything goes, and then the story's off, you know.
But then you got to remember, Art was already Santa, because you figure where to get the Santa suit and all that stuff. So you know, all that 5-year stuff and everything else led up to it. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty interesting. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it more than Mark. I hate to say.
I mean, I still liked it. I mean, I've enjoyed all 3 Terrifier movies. If you had to rank them, Dex, how would you rank them?
Well, definitely 2 first, because you're right. There's just something about the second one, and it would be the same for Star Wars. I love.
So what's your after 2? Which one would you say is your favorite?
I would definitely say 3 because I did it twice. I would say 2, 3, 1 would be my way.
And Enrico, what's your ranking?
That's a tough question.
Yeah.
2 definitely is first. For
sure.
I think we can all agree on that, possibly. But I don't know, because 1 has more of like that setup and like that mystery, but 3 just kind of jumps around. The gore factor in the kills, I guess I like 3 better.
Yeah. Mark?
Yeah, I'm actually going to go in reverse order and agree with Enrico. I think it's 3, 2, 1. I think it's
3 is your favorite?
3 is my favorite.
Wow. Okay.
I know it's like it surprised me too, but I think it's because of the buildup and like the time we get to spend with the characters that aren't just Art and like the demon and stuff. It's like they're more secondary boogeymen in this. It's all about like the actual like comeuppance of like the hero and stuff, like her journey and her quest. And I kind of really dug into that because you don't care about the characters that are dead. Like the girl's best friend, gets chopped up in the second one. It's like we don't spend any time with them, but we spend so much time with everybody here that you almost feel it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And there's no characters that are just straight up like assholes or whatever. Like even the blonde guy, he's like defending him, and they're like actual people, and it's not like they're caricatures of like a person or playing like a role. You know what I mean? So I really like that aspect of it, that not only was I drawn into the gore and all the cool stuff, but I was also drawn into like the characters, even if the plot was, a little all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's just my take. I mean, I'm open to changing my mind on that, but that's where I'm sitting right now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think I would go 2, 1, 3.
Oh.
Yeah. I just think I think 1 just I don't know. One's just like a gritty, grimy movie. What's that?
Were you influenced by Missy at all? I'm just curious because if you went by yourself, do you think you would have thought differently?
So I saw it without Missy the first time.
You did? Okay.
I saw it with Sean and Chase. And I don't know. I think my expectations were so high for this movie that I wanted, and it didn't deliver. It didn't deliver what I wanted from the movie because I wanted all these answers. I wanted more backstory for the father. I wanted more backstory on Art, and I didn't get that. Instead, I got more questions. So I think it left me a little disappointed, and I almost thought, it was a little Art overkill. Like, I don't know. How many times can we see him like laugh at people, like silent laugh at people after like he does something horrible? Right. I don't know. I felt like less was more with the first 2.
Yeah.
He's almost like my biggest fear with Terrifier was Art the Clown was going to become a Freddy Krueger type character where the audience is cheering him on because he's such a horrible, he does horrible things.
That's what's happening. People love him so much now, and they think he's like this great guy. Really,
he's going to protect you in the theater if you're by yourself, Dex.
Right.
See, I like seeing him get the shit kicked out of him. I think that's funny.
My favorite part was when Sienna was beating him up in the house without the sword. Like she was just like ragdolling him.
Yeah.
Because I want to see her like kick his ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, we didn't talk about that part. We were getting to it, but I think we all like went on to something else. But when she does try to pull her cousin up with a sword and it slices her hands really bad after they've been smashed, we see them in real time being completely healed. So it's like she is definitely like now I think like being she might be even get possessed in 4 like to be like the one that fights against the ultimate evil or whatever.
Misty wants to know what's worse, penis slicing versus clitoral stim with a glass shard. I think the glass shard is that actually had me more squeamish than
I cringed at both. There's no doubt.
You just can't forget that. I mean, that's what's in there. Really.
I figured the guy already got the chainsaw up his ass. I figured he's probably dead after that.
Yeah, or at least in shock, and he's not feeling anything. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's
Yeah.
one thing with seeing these movies with a nurse. She's like, he'd be dead by now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, because he cut off his fingers, his hand. I mean, he
his
was
leg snapped off.
leg. Yeah, he was getting
bled out probably from that, maybe.
right.
That poor guy.
He was getting jacked up. But speaking of that scene, which was also cool, was like his actual girlfriend, the one that was
The podcaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How annoying she was, but like how she kept saying, "Oh, I wonder what it's like when Art's looking at her."
To look in the killer's eyes, does he have a soul? And
That was
he
cool.
overheard that, so he
That
made
it
sure to
happened
take
to
his
her.
glasses off. Yeah,
That was awesome. I really
that
liked
was a great throwback.
Or like I said earlier, careful what you ask for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like that
Didn't you
girl-
think though, Mark, that this one it felt like more like an actual movie? Like that it actually had cinematic direction, unlike the other ones?
Of course. Like the production on this, like that's the thing with these movies. The production keeps getting better and
keep
better.
ramping up.
We've watched like the director grow.
Mhm.
Like so we came in, Dex, we saw 2 first, then to go back and look at 1, it's this gritty, like really, really low budget movie.
right.
Yeah, I
And
watched
just-
1 first, and then
Yeah.
And then you watch
Just-
like Hallow's Eve, and it's like that's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, and then All Hallows Eve almost looks like a student film, which I think it may have been.
you think it's still better than Final Summer?
All Hallows Eve. If you take all the Art the Clown stuff, I think it probably is better than Final Summer. Which I think Tubi actually has. They've separated all the Art the Clown stuff, and they have that available as a
category.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we got to watch Inferno anyway, so maybe I'll just watch all the All Hallows Eve and see how I like them.
Yeah.
They're anthologies, right? They're not
Yep.
like
Yeah, pretty much.
Before we wrap this up, is there anything else Terrifier related that you guys want to talk about?
Well, yeah, like I was saying before, I'm going to that Monster Mania show in a
Mhm.
couple weeks, and they just added like Vicky's going to be there. So
Yeah.
she hasn't been like mostly of a circuit. Like
That's
going
really
around.
cool.
So it's like a
That's-
first time. So I might.
It's interesting with like these type of movies. These people now have a second career just going to
Oh yeah.
conventions. I saw like this management company announced that they're representing like the shower scene couple, and they will be making the rounds at horror conventions
Yeah.
now.
It's huge. Yeah. It's the #1 movie. You can't deny
Mhm.
it. You hate it, love it. It's successful.
No, Missy and I were going to go to Monster Mania one day, Dex. So we'll stop
cool.
by your table and,
Yeah,
and check
please.
it out.
Should be a good show, man. There I had a lot of cool people there.
I want to meet Catherine Newton. I want to.
Me
I ordered a Blissfield Butcher mask. I have a growing mask collection, horror
awesome.
mask collection now. So
Nice.
What was Vicky's name? Her last name's Shaw, right? It's like something Shaw.
I think so.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. She's hot. She's so hot. Like half the time when she was just in that Christmas sweater, I'm just like, "Ugh, can I just like have this
Oh, you
scene?
mean,
Oh, Sienna.
Sienna?
Sienna. Yeah, that's her name's like Shaw or something, right?
Yeah,
What in
Lauren.
real life?
Yeah, it's Lauren.
Yeah.
Lauren Laverna, or
so
something like that.
After I saw the second Terrifier, I wasn't 20 minutes into the movie before I started adding her on Instagram, and I'm trying to like,
She's super great. And that's my claim to fame too. I don't know if you guys knew that I did
Oh yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, I did an Art the Clown print, with all the characters that I was taking around cons and getting it signed. And it was cool was when Lauren, she won the Fangoria Chainsaw Award. She had my poster like behind her.
oh, that's awesome.
When she was doing her acceptance speech, there was my poster. That was my horror claim to fame.
Amazing.
And she's such a sweet person, like she's always like retweeting stuff if I send stuff, and she's really great with the fans. She all of them are,
You're gonna have to do a new poster to add all the new
I'm working on it.
characters. Oh, you are
nice.
awesome.
Yeah.
Is Daniel Roebuck in it?
I'm doing a separate one with him.
Nice.
So if he comes by our table, I'm gonna hook him up. So
Dex
That's awesome.
Dex art is always in my my channel because it's like right there below the Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
the Power Rangers one.
sweet.
Nice.
There you go.
So I guess let's wrap it up with what are you looking forward to in part 4?
For me, I want Sienna in her full costume, like not a cosplay costume. I want the real armor, the flaming sword, real angel wings. That's what I want. So hopefully, that's what we'll get. and I look forward to this for number 4. So
Dex, you think they're planning on that? Because this just popped in my head when you were saying that. Remember when there was the fire in her room and like the wings burned up from the bottom part? Do you think she's actually going to be like empowered by angelic powers in hell or something, and the wings are going to be burning like as she's fighting with the flaming sword?
Yeah, I kind of get that feeling, so I hope so.
So that's what I want to see. I want to see the journey into hell to go after the cousin. I want to see her imbued with the power like the heavens or whatever, and I want to see like an all-out battle with her full armor, with the demon,
demons,
like a more manifested like demon, or maybe the core demon of what is possessing Art, and like she's like has to kill that, like a Balrog thing almost.
I'm hoping for more. I would love to see that, but Damien did say that, originally he said there's going to be a part 4 to wrap it up, but then he said like there'll be either 1 or 2 more films. So maybe he wraps it up with part 5. But I would love to see, obviously Sienna in the costume, but I want more backstory with the dad. I want more backstory with Art. But I was loving the dad. I want Jason Patrick to return with some flashbacks.
Actually,
great to see him. It was.
Something, Mark. That would more if we get more backstory with the dad. Wouldn't it be interesting if he created Art as well?
For the longest time,
maybe it was discarded, like a discarded calling of his or something.
Yeah, that was Mark and I had discussions that we thought her father was Art the clown.
Yeah, because the mom was saying that he did terrible things. He wasn't himself when he died. So
like maybe he's such a conduit and just open that like he's being pulled by like heaven and hell, and they're both. That's why he keeps freezing up and seizing, because they're both trying to gain control of him because they know. And then they used his creative powers to like create Art, and he never was human to begin with. That would be kind of cool. That's why maybe he has no personality. Well, he has a personality, but he has no like vocalization or no like appearance of being a human. I don't know, because we've never seen without makeup or anything like that, and you can tell his face is all like warped and stuff. It's not not really human.
Well, talking to you guys and hearing all your theories, it has me even excited. Maybe if I watch 3 a third time, which I know I will, maybe I'll like it even more.
It could be.
I think if 4 does come out soon, I'll probably fly down to Jersey and we'll probably all see it together.
No, we're flying down to Florida since you get in for free. We're just gonna get some popcorn and just walk in for free, man.
Oh, could you imagine if Halloween Horror Nights, if they did the actual Terrifier? That would be incredible.
Whoever does that is gonna they have to do that. I mean,
and again, we need the Terrifier. We need that back in the movie.
Yeah, I agree. That was the most scariest part. I agree.
Yeah.
But one more thing, though, I'm sorry, Mark, is you forgot about like all the great cameos. That was one of my things about this.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you had like Clint Howard, Dan
Savini.
Who was it? Who'd you say?
Tom Savini.
Oh, Savini was great.
Yeah.
And even at the end on the bus, I don't know if you caught that. That was Phil Falcone on the bus.
The producer, right?
Producer guy.
Yeah.
And then obviously the wrestler dude. Your what's his name in the beginning?
Jericho, right?
Yeah, Jericho.
Oh, Chris Jericho. Yeah.
He gets jacked up. It was just great. I loved all the cameos and stuff. It was awesome. So.
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm sure it will continue with 4 as this becomes more and more mainstream. Everyone's going to want to make their appearance in the Terrifier movies.
Sure.
All right, I guess that'll do it for our Terrifier talk. I'm sure we'll continue talking about it on the Writhe Payne Horror Movie Club this coming Sunday when we discuss All Hallows Eve Inferno. Dex, where can people find you at?
Oh yeah, I'm on Instagram, Dexter Weeks 6975, and on X, Dexter_art, and Facebook, just Dexter Weeks. You can find me. Always posting new art and everything else. So posted a couple things a day. So check it out.
And check out his campaign, Beast of Blood Island, over on Indiegogo. Enrico, where can people find you at?
Instagram, X, YouTube under Enrico Botta.
Very nice. Mark?
All socials, Mark Yoon. Not that hard to find. And hopefully sooner rather than later, appearing in the pages of Gun Goth with these beautiful men that you see before me. And, that's it.
And guys, you can find me on X and Instagram at Koni Waves. Make sure you back Writhe Payne Book 2 on Indiegogo and go sign up for the American Ninja X and US Assassin action figures. We'll be back this Sunday, like I said, for Writhe Payne Horror Movie Club, where we discuss All Hallows Eve Inferno. Thanks for watching, guys. Mark Pengren, thank you for sharing the links. We'll see you later.